preventing it with the wingman. Breaking him down, it's going to be the bodyguard. Angled! Boostio! Oh, he delivers! It's tooth and nail in terms of the approach. They just can't quite get themselves into it. And the fight's taken by Valen. He'll step over to the challenge.
And what a difference a day off can make. 100 Thieves get a break. They come into the game today looking fresh, and they hit the ground running, picking the very map that G2 took them to task on. And it's a slow start, but eventually Bind is all 100 Thieves playground.
Yeah, the second half from them was just lights out, which is a big switch up compared to their last showing where they couldn't win a rifle round on their defensive side, but the way they were playing their defense, especially the anchor work of Bang, was just money.
Yeah, they went for, I think, a lot of these really good flood retakes with this double flash comp, and it was always kind of coming down to these late round fights as they were giving a lot of space on these sites away to G2, but the anchors were on point. Bang, I think, as an individual, he does such a good job of finding that gap in the execute and always getting 1 or 2 kills to put 100 Thieves in an advantage.
Yeah, I think for sure. I think the first half, they were getting into it, getting warmed up all together, and then after that, you just saw the confidence come through. All of them were hitting their shots. I mean, Bang was just hitting some absolute demon shots the whole time.
Yeah, it's also a big departure from yesterday where 100 Thieves are able to beat G2 and get both of the pistol rounds to get that ball rolling.
Yeah, it was really lovely stuff. This guy, I feel like with all of these kind of incumbent players of 100 Thieves who have been on the roster since the beginning, since last year when they were really struggling, when you watch them this year, they look so revitalized. Sure, Bang had moments last year, but in stage 1, he's been so consistently having performances like this. You see it on Cryo too, smiling, back up to top fragging in the server. It seems like whatever Boostio and Zix have brought into the roster has brought out the best of these boys.
Yeah, I mean, Cryo obviously in a role here that maybe doesn't have the same level of skill expression as the Jet does, but he's so annoying, always like swinging out of those smokes on the A side, on defense, a problem. And I think it's a Scent and Bind especially. Every time we see these maps from 100 Thieves, Bang is like top of the scoreboard, getting multi-kills every time an execute comes in. But we should look across to the other side because one player we highlighted on G2 was also firing on all cylinders today. Valen looked very good off the rip.
He was so good, especially what he was able to do around showers. There were so many times he was re-swinging into lines, right? Like blasting through the molly dare to go get the kill on the crunch. It was just so consistently high level from him.
Yeah, I think their defensive side also had a great read with those showers crunches you're talking about, right? They were constantly kind of conditioning, taking space over towards long, and then 100 Thieves, who loves to do a lot of these 4-1 executes, they were late backstabbing, killing EU there, and Valen was the guy dishing that out. Yeah,
I think for sure. Whenever they took showers, it seemed like they had a really good read on it. It must have been the ante from G2, honestly, because every time you saw the Fade Prowler or something come into shower, it seemed like there was always 2 re-clearing it no matter what.
Yeah, because basically, if you're defending on A site bind and you hold on to showers control, enemy team, it's almost impossible to plant the spike, especially with the comp they're running where there's so many mollies just permanently stall that out. And with Valen playing showers, getting a kill or 2, and then mollying spike, he was even getting molly kills on planters.
And there's a great comparison there to Bang, who we were just hyping up as well, because I think his real strength is, particularly when he's anchoring that B site on defense, he's so often like finding that gap towards Hookah and shutting down there. Bind is a map where if you lose one of these lanes, holding onto the site once you execute becomes almost impossible. That retake is so much easier, and both those guys really stepped up in those moments, but it was just that defense for 100 Thieves that was better in this one.
Yeah, it really seemed to be a problem, I think, for G2 to get a read on as time went on. Our next map, an interesting one here, because you guys might be able to talk to this comm. I mean, you went up against G2 on Breeze yesterday. It's a map that we thought you would probably favoured going into it. Obviously, some disruption in the gameplay, right? Tough to get going. But how did you feel about G2 on that map in general?
I feel like they had a lot of set plays. I mean, there was one set play I remember in particular yesterday is when they had Soval and they Euroflashed us elbow, they Astra stunned, and then a Soval came in and Icy got 2 on us. I think they have a lot of those little set plays that really can take over a round. And I think if they have enough of those against 100 T, they have a good chance to win.
Yeah, I think what's cool is it was the first time they were debuting this comp. We've seen a lot of teams picking up this Astro-Yoru combinations, and it was really well built. I also liked on their attacking side how they used the smokes so well to shut down Ospas. They had a lot of ideas for kind of gradually scaling into the site with a first layer of smokes with the Viper wall, then a second layer with the Astra smokes coming up with a flash dart into back site.
Really
they were completely nullifying that op player, which is really tough to do on breathe.
It seemed like it was really hard for Ospas to get like a forward line. Like he could sort of play on site, but because of the combination of the Viper Orb going down into double doors, Ospas couldn't really look for that angle outside of doors. You had smokes going in halls, or even the pullback stars as they're trying to flood out onto A or B site. Like a Jet player, you can try to hold that line, but as soon as that smoke blooms into the site, there's too many angles to be holding. You kind of have to fall back and minimize the damage. So that's going to be a real challenge here with 100 Thieves playing against that on defense to find those angles against all of the smoke and mirrors that G2 will be throwing at them.
100 Thieves have been playing more of the default comp on this map. So I think really what you have to look back to here is their initiator play. EU tends to be really good on this map when they're playing the KO Sova comp. I think a lot of the pressure on finding the right timing to go for that like flash dart play is super important. And he tends to hit that out of the park. And you combine that with a Cryo, who's in great form coming into this map on the Jet.
Yeah, I think for sure whenever EU throws a dart, particularly against G2, G2 is a very slow team. If they get the right timing on their information, they'll be stuck wherever G2 goes.
I really believe the story of this first half is how can Cryo find angles against G2, right? G2 are going to be attacking into it. They just showed a great showing into an offer. And this is also Cryo, first time in this series on that Jet. The dude is flying right now.
And historically, he's been one of the most passive Jet players, one of the most passive duelist players. But this year on 100 Thieves, Bucio's talked about it. They're encouraging him to take every fight, take every risk, go out there, and the boys will support him. And it's going to be really tough to find those gaps against a drilled G2 on this attacking side.
If G2 don't win this, Sunset is next, a map they've never played.
Oh, that's dangerous. This is a best of 5, so we've got plenty of game left in theory. Let's see if G2 can bounce back and send it over to Duck and Baby Bay for map 2.
Thanks so much, guys. Yeah, I think the first map was a ton of excitement. It was a ton of fun to watch. I think as we think about what's ahead of us now, we've got the Cryo Jet, we've got the Icy Yoru, and it's interesting to see teams lean towards this Yoru pick on Breeze, which makes a lot of sense, but sometimes it's sprinkled in with the Jet. Them deciding to go solo here with no other duelists. What are your thoughts on that?
It can be really hard to get going on the attacking side as the solo duelist, especially on Yoru, because there's only so many things you're able to do with the TP and your clone, right? It can be kind of obvious at times where you're going to go for those TPs at, et cetera, et cetera. I feel like it shines more on the defensive side more than anything. But that being said, they had such a great performance yesterday against the likes of Ospas. I can't help but feel like they're going to be able to reincarnate that in this moment.
Ender mentioned it. This map has to go their way because Sunset is next, and as you mentioned, it's a map they've never played before. A desperate need to find success. Something that eluded them on Bind.
It was hard fought, too. They had some really good ideas going into their attacking side on Bind. Just, it was the post plants where they lacked. Let's see if they can fix that here on this attacking side. There's a deep orb in halls there, making 100 Thieves think that this could potentially be an A-split round, but they're actually just depositing Leap there. They're gonna commit to this B hit.
They have a really good idea of where Bucio is too. You see the suck, but he's managed to avoid all of it, finally getting tagged. Now they know where he is. The snap from Trent is good.
It's a big entry. Icy just needs to live here and let this bomb go down. Leaf can close this round out from this position.
On his own. If he plays his cards right, if he picks the timing, at this point, he's heard everyone pass by. Oh, he missed the window.
Good discipline, though.
Icy has to stay alive. You mentioned it. The first snap is great. That should be it. That should buy the time. Now Bang left alone.
Toxin screen down.
And he's surrounded. Yeah, nothing he can do there. Some messy shots back in spawn. But they get the round.
Already a better post-plant look from G2. I know we're only one round in and it's pistol. But we saw what happened on the last map for the pistol round. I mean, it was disaster. So Icy stepping up big here.
Remaining.
Getting 3 on the entry.
As the solo Yoru, yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, they do give him a lot of utility, though, as he's going in.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they intend to set him up well.
Yeah, he TPs into the Astra smoke.
Time to jump.
He's able to think that, too, in future hits. And he's going to need to going against a team like 100 Thieves who make adaptations based on stuff they've seen before.
The timing of that smoke was crazy. Bang finding a way
Oh,
to
it's
get
a
away.
perfect deposit. We should get this kill for free here as soon as he inches out.
He's tucked. Spotting the first. Not able to drop the second.
That was a fast trade from Asuna. And Cryo heard these players mid-door running towards the B side of the map. That's why everyone from 100 Thieves is leading B right now.
They're trying to rotate faster if they can, too.
He's already back sight.
Alongside
No Viper
Boosty.
wall, though.
Looking to clear the dart. Already done. Icy flashing for himself, getting the kill.
Oh, he's not slowing down right now.
There's not much left as far as resistance goes on this site. EU's here. Cryo looked like he might have had a window there, but
what a flash!
P shuts that right on time. And the flash is perfect, as you mentioned.
Oh my gosh.
Asuna dealing a little bit of damage.
He's just stealing these kills away.
What's this play here? Grab the weapon that was back in A main?
No, it was just a ghost. He already has it. He's just taking the scenic route.
He's gone for a bit of a stroll, has he?
I mean, he has a chance to do some crazy damage here.
He's
Around the world.
Are they going to walk into his lap?
Yeah.
He's got a knife out. Finally switching. Just the right time. Gets the kill, but it's traded back. So a little bit of damage done. Only 2 weapons carried over from G2.
That was so worth it.
Yeah.
Already an op-up from Cryo. And he's so good on the defensive side with picking his moments and his spot. Looks like he's going to opt towards this Halls area of the map and then potentially lean towards maybe top mid or A site, depending on what he sees from the side of G2.
Let's fly.
And G2 have a really good buy going into this round with that Sova ult online.
Yeah, even with how messy it got at the end there.
Yeah.
Early knife towards B main. Nothing tagged from the defense.
Bomb is in mid here.
They don't have the wall up either, so it looks like they're going to put up that mid-split wall. Kind of sections off a little bit of Halls and then some of back bridge. Cryo gets the kill, though. That wall.
He always picks the right spot, it feels like.
Oh, they're playing around the orb. EU knows. He's waiting. Man. He spotted the barrel. Not able to connect on the second one yet. The flash is there. Icy able to punish.
Sitting at 5-0.
A great start for him. And now a reposition.
Yeah, they're not messing around with this A site anymore.
Gonna head back into Boostio, who's currently by himself.
Does have full setup here and a Viper wall this time around.
And
to go up.
That'll help.
Oh, he's getting prepped for this hit.
He's got to know it's coming.
My camera is destroyed.
Pops all of his utility. You hear the Viper wall go up. Repositions to stay
30
alive.
seconds left.
Oh, finally does fall, though.
Just drops. He gave the kill for free.
Spike
Cryo on the swing with the op in hand. The flash a little bit further deep, and now the ult invested.
What a dart!
Cryo's dead. Is it going to be Bang again? In a 2v2. Turning away the flash, hearing it, spotting it. Only one
Last
found.
player standing.
Asuna in the 1v1 against Trent. So much promise in both of these players.
Oh!
But the timing is everything right now. That spike's been ticking for a little while. And Trent's patient, looking for the fight, but not forcing it. Waiting for Asuna to make the move.
Oh, he played it so well.
To be the one who plays proactively.
Oh!
He's gotten in his face. Asuna can't even get the kill. It's a bonus one for G2.
Not this time for the jump shot master himself.
They will never learn.
Doesn't go his way against Trent. And what a clap back after last map for G2. Winning the bonus. Snowballing with ults. That Hunter's Fury with the dart onto that half wall area was huge. And then this 1v1 to close it out.
Yeah, he played it perfectly, as you said. Repositioning at just the right time. Playing his angles to perfection.
I'll leave here with an outlaw.
Who's next?
It's probably just going to lead into any site. Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, aggressively TPing into mid and then ulting towards B. And there's no utility to really speak up here for Boostio.
Another free B site.
He still has full setup
Deploying drone.
in his inventory. Out the knife. Not really spotting anyone early.
That outlaw. Anti-eco warrior. so strong. Just one shot to the body.
Yeah, it's just so broken in these situations. That's not even the one dealing all the damage. That's a nice shot from Asuna, though. But again, the Outlaw finds the target. Bang with the Sheriff. Won't find anything. So they're going to carry that weapon over into the next. G2 with money and steam full ahead.
Yeah.
Let's deliver another flow.
Not too close to any other ults now. And 100 Thieves will call a timeout. They're already 0-4.
Dude, Icy's improved so much from the beginning of the year when we first saw him to now.
It's a whole other human being.
It's insane. And again, there was a lot of critique when people saw that he was the one joining the squad. Is he going to be able to provide enough firepower? Is this going to be what they need? And for the first couple of weeks of the year, it wasn't. But he stepped into it in a big way.
I'm glad he stepped it up too, because even in the losses that they had when he wasn't performing, the macro game was played so well that G2 was able to actually like almost squeak by.
Yeah.
And make it to this playoff. I mean, the fashion in which they made it here was crazy. They almost didn't make it. It was, what, 2 rounds?
Yeah,
they made it
something
in?
crazy like that, yeah. And then they've had to go through this insane gauntlet of playing, what, 6 days in a row, 5 days in a row?
Yeah. And a BO5 yesterday that, like, went, what, like 8 hours, it felt like?
Something like that, yeah.
10 hours? 20? Starting off strong, though. Not letting that get to them in this map. And another op online for the side of Cryo. Where does he op this time around? Looks like he's going to go for a mid-door peek, potentially. Support from Bang and EU if need be.
They've been trying to play around the middle of the map a couple of times now.
What a great shock dart.
Instantly clearing out the cam. Cryo with op at the ready. No initial challenge, but a little bit of info. Oh, good night. There's nowhere for them to go. Icy can get out. Maybe they use the smoke for Valen to find safe passage as well. They do. Narrowly avoiding disaster.
Man, G2 have such a slow approach on some of these rounds. Really keeps 100 Thieves in their setup.
Just not really being afforded any info early on.
Out of charges.
So they know that he's there, and that's got to be enough to suggest that the hit's going to be A. You hear the utility go up. Bang takes a step back, dancing around the dart, but will be tagged. Looking for more. There's a whole lot of firepower headed his way.
Great flash from Icy.
Yeah, he's able to get one. But you're right, the flash was just too much for him. Now Cryo finding success with the op.
30 seconds left.
A 4v3, and you've got Busio who's still playing back in spawn. Concerned that they've lost Hall's control. There's that mid value that you mentioned. Cryo falling.
That's a big kill.
A 3v3. Valen's so weak. And he's the only one really playing on site.
But now you see the power of the Astra. A disruption smoke on the site. He's able to finesse around him. Oh, it's beautiful.
A 1-for-1 though. Is that enough? Icy getting tagged by the dart. They know where he is, but EU's weak. I don't know that he can really take this fight.
Player standing.
Jonah P, a 1v2. The Professor cannot deliver.
So close for Jonah P. I thought when he was going wide there, he was going to try to take out the bomb
diffuser,
planter.
yeah.
The diffuser of EU. A little micro mistake. Ends up letting the round go to the hands of 100 Thieves.
And they're able to keep the op, scoop it back up. Yeah, I thought he was going to do the same. But a big round for 100 Thieves as they get on the board.
Josh knows. Could have gone their way for sure.
4 ults in the way of the defense here.
Exactly. They have a good chance right now to snowball these rounds. Even out the half, potentially. With these ults. And another reposition with the op from Cryo. This time going down elbow.
That dart, or excuse me, the knife was enough to suggest that there were people elbow. So that's what triggers the ult. A little bit of damage done on Icy.
It's all fake though. This is actually a ruse. Bomb is geared towards that A main.
You are divided.
Oh, they're really starting to sell this fake now.
Yeah, look at the mini-map. Bang is wise to stay.
Boostio spotting one, and that's the duelist. But look at how they're still so disciplined. They're not convinced that's where it is. Bang is still here. EU's still here.
Oh, he gets caught mid-jump.
So the first line of defense will fall. But again, now reinforcements arriving. EU the first.
Just a quick flood from 100 Thieves. Already 2 players in this backside area. Valen, he needs to go huge. But Jonah!
Try to find success like this. Again, a 3v3. Spike ticks away. Asuna will fall. A ridiculous shot. But it's traded in kind. Now, twos. Boostio forward. Trent down. And he's got to know where the last is. No spits to speak of. They can play around the wall. They're tempting him. They're baiting him to swing. Oh
my God.
And Cryo lands a shot.
He's so calm with the up. He takes his time every single shot. A lot of players would jump the gun there and shoot too early.
Yeah.
Then you get taken out right away. But another post-plant loss for G2, and this one, I feel like they had it. They had it in the bag. I mean, Jonah P did God's work in that moment, and they let it slip away.
That goes there.
2 ults were invested that round, 400 Thieves.
Oh, they still have a little bit to play around. They still have Asuna's ult too. So as we keep thinking about whether or not they're going to be able to snowball those ults into something, into more of a ferocious comeback, we'll keep an eye on that. A late wall going down from Bang. The only one who might have spotted it was Leaf. What a shot!
Yeah, I was going to say, might not want to take a fight like that, but there's no way for him to know that Leaf is rocking the Outlaw.
Here.
It's a deadly weapon in the right hands.
And the right hands have been Leaf's. There's an op waiting on the other side of this wall. Who's the first to move?
It's like 100 Thieves are already leaning towards this B side of the map.
It was a game of chicken.
Yeah.
And Leaf gives it up first.
I think Leaf wants to ult this body, but he's just so worried that somebody might be holding it.
He's
For
creeping
good
up.
reason, too.
Yeah, he's creeping up closer and closer, though.
This will be the sign
Give me
of
a
what's to
corpse.
come
Where is
for G2.
everyone hiding?
The most familiar line in the game. So they invest ult. They realize where the defenses are.
30 seconds left.
Good damage done.
Oh, look at the mind games here. 100 Thieves not convinced.
Look at this calling.
They're thinking twice, thrice about it.
Triggered.
Boostio feeling so much pressure. They've got to know this is where the hit is now. Can the captain keep him back on his own?
No!
Time is of the essence. It's running low here. 10 seconds left.
Last player.
Can they keep them back?
Oh my gosh.
They've made a mess of this. Valen will not have enough time. Trusting their gut that it wasn't going to be a back hit A. And of course, the heroics from Boostio.
What a response. After Boostio drops there, Bang coming up huge on that kill on the cross and then tucking. And Asuna peeking Nest with what, 10 HP to his name after this shot from Leaf. And still getting one on the cross.
I mean, the name of the game there for Boostio was just to buy time. And I think, that, again, that was in large part because they weren't convinced that it was a hit A. They were still playing around the middle of the map, so they were able to get back and help Boosty quickly. A couple of sheriffs, a couple of rifles for G2. Only one was spotted. There's a trap in halls.
Wow, I haven't seen this ult in so long.
This pit is crazy.
Yeah. Makes it so hard for you to split A.
It makes it borderline impossible, yeah.
And you have a trip on mid door as well.
An op still in the hands of Cryo. The spike is here. In the hands of Trent with Valen close by.
They could catch him here with a nicely placed drone.
Next.
They're gonna try to split this.
He's gonna have nowhere to go.
He's got the dash. Can he find safe passage? Yes, he can. Trying to dance around, trying to provide some cover for himself. He's sucked, he's lit up.
I see no value coming out of the ult though.
Meanwhile, Cryo's still alive. He's still got the op, not able to land the shot. The flick was close. finally falls. And now the knife out. Asuna arriving at the scene of the crime.
Look at this. From Jonah.
With the spike in the sight. Time becomes the main factor here. He's only got a sheriff, though. Is that going to be the weaponry that he needs? Not able to land the shots, not able to steady the aim. But stays alive. And that could be the difference maker. Valen feeling some of the pressure. They swing into him. He gets 3 on the round.
Gosh.
He gets all 4.
That was such a dicey round. Both Jonah P and Bang not getting too much value on the flank. But the pressure alone from Jonah P just being alive in that moment opens up Valen to clutch it out for his team.
Yeah, it unlocked him.
Oh my gosh.
One enemy remaining.
You're welcome.
So nicely played by Valen.
He got put in such a tough position, but he played it perfectly.
Outlaw back in the hands of Leaf. And Blades online for Cryo.
It's a big investment from 100 Thieves. They forced into this round. Boostio sitting with just a sheriff. Couple players on light armor.
And that's where the Outlaw becomes more of a factor.
It's going to come down to another post plant for G2, I believe. Unless 100 Thieves can get there in time and commit to a flood.
I just don't, I don't know that they're positioned in a way to do that. I think you're right.
Crowd's not close enough. But he could go on top of the mid ledge and potentially catch somebody once that Viper wall goes down. That could be an option.
Bang was here and that was formidable enough, but Boostio has now joined him.
Dude, G2 have been playing this so slow.
Can Lee find an opening? Can he find some space? Can he find a kill? Look at the discipline from EU. Oh, he's got to know now as the cages go up. He's got to know there's somebody there, but Lee's still finding a way to punish. Oh my gosh. EU striking, getting a kill. But enough space has been gained for them to be able to try to get the spike down, and it's a little labored. It's a little delayed, but finally goes down, and now the pit to control and contain.
This is such a good ult.
And they've dropped Astro utility on top of it too.
Yeah, it makes it nearly impossible for the attackers to actually touch the bomb. Yeah, you're gonna see a save right now.
Yeah, an attempt to retake with Blades into a pit is just nigh impossible. So yeah, all right, they're gonna try to keep the weapons alive, try to get away.
Jonah might find a vicious timing on the Cryo here.
He's got so much money. I respect the attempt to hunt.
Does he clear it?
Suspicious.
Oh, he sees the barrel. Free low.
EU the only one able to carry the weapon over.
The conditioning that G2 has done up to this point, Cryo stayed in mid, even though there was an A hit there. For what? The entirety of that round? He was so worried about Jonah P. Reflanking mid that he had almost no value with the knives on the actual A site.
It's too funny, bro.
Here.
They've got plenty of reasons to laugh, 6 of them to be exact.
And this honestly could have been an 8-1 scoreline for G2 had they played
Need that back.
2 of the post-plant losses a little bit more disciplined. It's a really strong showing right now from G2, bouncing back. That just seems to be the name of the game for a team like this.
Perhaps a bit foreboding, but remember, this is how Bind started.
Yeah.
We'll see if they're able to hang on this time. 100 Thieves with 2 rifles. EU and Cryo both.
Just the slow approach of G2.
They're going to go into EU here. He's got to play this off angle.
The problem is when a team plays this slow, it can poison your brain and almost make you undialed in on the angles that you're holding.
The knife didn't tag.
And by the time somebody peeks you, you might not be ready, but EU is ready in this case.
Down, B.
Takes out Trent with a clean headshot.
Besting the opposing Sova. And now Dart up. They're going to know when they funnel out of here. They're going to want to flood. They try to get ahead of all the utility, and they're going to get the kills for it too. Remember, this was just 2 rifles.
B.
Now a 5v3. And yes, some of them are a little bit further away, but can Icy keep this back?
Left.
The equalizer.
He's got to be able to convert more. All of the rifles are gone. It's just pistols now.
Oh, he's
Pistols.
9 HP.
Not steady enough.
Enemy remaining.
But Bang might be. Boostio's upgraded a weapon. 2 rifles is all it took.
EU coming up huge there. Getting that first blood on a Trent, so there's no Sova utility to take the actual site. Just leaves Jonah P to his devices, having to just run in. I felt so bad for the guy on the entry. 2 players holding him.
They just did such a good job of not allowing them to flood out onto the site early.
Yeah.
This goes here.
They just decided, if you're going to try to take this, we're fighting you for it. This won't be free.
Still some signs of life for 100 Thieves on this defensive side. Stealing that round away allows Cryo to build up for that operator.
Full armor for utility. And he is A. Just a tap, just a threat. There's no challenge, though, so Icy's going to get his ult online.
This is his 3rd ult of the map so far.
And they've been really dynamic with how they've been using it, too. It hasn't been the same plan. It hasn't been the same approach.
Can he get value this time around amongst the chaos on this A hit? We saw him last time get caught out by Bang, running out of the Viper's pit, but this time there is no pit.
There is an op.
Who's next?
The walls go up. The ult comes out.
So much info gathered right now.
Yep. There's
Oh, he's body blocking!
He still lands that shot? They knew where he was. But a ridiculous angle, a ridiculous shot, and now they have to go to plan B.
Yeah, but 100 Thieves are already ahead of this. The rotations have already made their way
30 seconds
over here.
left.
No ults to speak of currently for the defense. EU, the only one close by.
The timing!
Now Hunter's Fury at the ready.
He shouldn't even have to use it here.
No, I can't imagine he will.
Full Cypher setup on site.
What a pretty setup from Asuna too. The right-click flash around the pillar, the swing on the other side, and the round for 100 Thieves.
That was a clean
round
entry
before
from
the switch.
Cryo there. Shooting, what, an elbow? That was nasty.
I mean, the pixel of one, yeah.
I gotta see that back. Oh my god!
That's so fast.
That's with a Yoru just sitting there staring him in the face.
Down B. 1 enemy remaining.
Funneling them into the B setup, it was too clean for 100 Thieves.
And again, we watch a lead from G2 evaporate.
2 ops online for 100 Thieves. The economy flourishing right now.
And they're both on the same side. So they've heard one now. They know that there's one Halls.
Revealing area.
They might think that Cryo and EU are playing halls together. Based off of that op shot, like you said.
Bang again, feeling pressure.
Oh my
Fake
gosh,
TP.
he's so clean.
Bang is insane. Oh my goodness, another. Bang continues to find success. Icy dancing around the ult, trying to lay in the shots.
Standing.
Gets the best of Asuna.
That's bombed
Still
out.
3 targets to be found though. And for Icy, that's way too much to deal with.
What a great comeback
Switching
into
sides.
the map for 100 Thieves. There was a world in which G2 just ran away with this.
They were up, what, 4-0?
Yeah.
They looked really comfortable. They looked really confident. And it seemed like the lead could have been bigger. But it evaporates right before their eyes, right before our eyes, to get us to a 6-6 half, to keep things competitive. 100 Thieves understanding they're not going to fold, even if it's not their map. They won't go down quietly. G2 took down 100 Thieves just a few days ago, and we spoke with Bang about that close call.
We definitely didn't think they would be like a pushover team. I think after first map, we kind of let our foot off the gas, honestly, and we felt like it was just going to be an easy match because of how well we played, and it was their map pick. So I think we kind of started just making mistakes because of that, and they made the series close because of that. So yeah, I feel like they definitely are a good team.
I mean, they've looked like a good team. They've looked like a good team on Bind. They've looked like a good team on Breeze. I think the one thing they haven't been able to do so far is hang on to a lead. They get out early, and then they just kind of stumble.
Yeah, and I mean, that could be a testament of just how far they've gone and like what they've had to go through of playing.
Yeah.
You know, they already played a best of 5 yesterday, and it was brutal. Sometimes there's just not enough in the tank, and you need those extra days off.
So 100 Thieves come in just a little bit rested, but not too much. Not where they were sloppy, not where they've looked cold. And I think for G2, you're right. They've been through a lot. This week has been insane for them.
Just look at Icy, man. 13 and 10. He has a really good opportunity here to take this half over, come up huge for his team, and put them on the board in this best of 5.
Just a couple of moments away now from starting the second half of Breeze. Again, if you missed the beginning of this, it was a lead for G2 until it wasn't. 100 Thieves roar back to keep things competitive, to bring us to a 6-6 half. And now the questions turn towards G2. How do they respond on the other side of this? You know, we've talked a couple of times about this solo Yoru and how it looks on attack. This is a different beast. Much more comfortable on defense.
Yeah. There's so many different looks you can give with this Yoru. You could be at 2 places at once for most of the rounds, if need be.
Ooh. An attempt at an early catch doesn't go the way of Valen.
Oh my!
Oh! This may be perfect. This may be flawless. And it won't be, but they still get the round. What a start to the second half.
Bang and Boostio. The duo. Magnificent duo in mid. That was crazy. As soon as Bang's orb went down there, he did a 180.
And able to steady the shots on the other side of that. It's just perfect.
One enemy remaining.
Even he knows that was impressive. Internal clock.
11 and 9 for the Viper. A 1-round lead for 100 Thieves. No force for the defense. Just a ghost in the hands of Leaf.
Look at how both teams approach the anti-eco on attack. It's so passive. They're just waiting for any type of aggression.
And the thing is, it was just around the corner. G2 had sent 3 down A main to try to catch a weapon, to try to get some early info. It doesn't pan out. And 100 Thieves throw the break on this.
Still 3 players of G2 towards this A side of the map.
And who knows what they have in their hands. They've only seen one, and they saw it was a classic, but who knows if there's a force?
What can Trent and Icy pull off here? And Cryo headshots Valen on accident.
Leaf and Trent, the only 2 that remain, and just like that, it's all on to Leaf. This has the makings of being a potential avalanche for 100 Thieves.
It kind of reminds you of last map, doesn't it?
Yeah, and this is not going to be like a... this isn't going to be a bad buy going into the next. Assuming there's no other kills that come through, yeah, they're going to carry 4 rifles into this next round. You buy up a little bit here. This is not a bonus. This is a gun round.
And something else to look out for now is Cryo heating up with the rifle. We saw him have, I don't know, I don't want to say a bad last map, but he wasn't taking over the entire server with multi-kills and etc. like he has been this entire time. So if he gets back in that zone where he's getting multi-kills on the entry, this might be an avalanche like you stated.
Oh, and I think even if it doesn't play out that way for 100 Thieves, if they're able to continue to find success without their star doing his thing, like if they can continue to win, not necessarily just off the backs of Cryo, that is a good sign. Flawless form for the attack again.
They're running the pistol, but
it's traded.
Bonus.
It's traded. Trent, tucked.
He's in such an awkward spot. He's gonna die surely.
The crosshair wasn't even on him, but he still lands the shots. We mentioned how ferocious this would be with the weapons that they had. It was Leaf who was alone in the previous round, and he had a ghost this time. This time a Vandal, but the result is the same.
And this is something you'll see a lot of teams do. They'll run on their bonus round, their pistol. And the pistol round works so well for 100 Thieves that it was a no-brainer for them to do. Why not go for it again?
Landing those shots certainly helps.
And I feel for Trent there, like he's just stuck in that Cypher cage.
Yeah.
If he makes any noise, he's gonna get converged on anyway.
Right.
So he's just trying to get any type of value, maybe a drone to delay, but he just gets spammed.
3 rounds in a row to open the half. 6 if you go back even further than that.
Oh. G2 did beat this timing of 100 Thieves. Boostio, but Boostio just plays it to perfection. This should be another clean round. I mean, this is just free space that he gets to grab.
Cage triggered.
They're just going to be able to waltz their way in with 0 contest. I mean, what did G2 do here? You wonder if there's a timeout that's waiting for us on the other side of this, because...
Yeah, definitely.
We mentioned it. This thing has the potential to get out of hand, and it seems to be doing just that. 100 Thieves get to 10, now 3 rounds away from taking a 2-0 lead. And again, Sunset on the other side of this.
Yeah. That's it. It can be a really rough map. We don't know what G2 have in store for us on that next map. Or how comfortable they even are on it.
Choosing not to call a timeout here. G2 investing the op, putting it in the hands of Icy. Just confident in their plan, I guess. The protocols and preparations that were made.
It's a fast Halls take so far.
It's really fast. Leaf's the only one here. Playing on the other side of the cage.
Getting spammed. He's only 40 HP.
But they haven't cleared him. I don't think they know he's there.
The op's dead.
He's going to find a perfect timing. Oh, as the door goes down, he's left on the other side of it. Now forced to make noise once more.
And Boostio's just snuck in here.
This is the strike that he finds. Boostio's value there is insane. Meanwhile, Leaf is just toggling the door up and down as best as he can. But the realization of what's taking place is sinking in.
Oh, man. The avalanche is not stopping. Full force in effect. And 100 Thieves, Boostio. He's got such a good read of how to abuse this A side of the map. It's been multiple times now. Multiple gun rounds that they've just decisively won the A site.
He's got a read on it, man.
The first 2 are through a mid split. This time, full Halls pressure. And Icy got his head taken clean off by the likes of Bang.
Yeah, he had no shot.
That's with an operator to his name as well.
And so the timeout does come through a round later than we expected, but it comes through nonetheless.
And Boostio's just standing during this entire timeout. He's having fun with it. Engaging with the crowd. I mean, he's so comfortable on this stage. It's like he's at home.
This project's starting to come together at just the right time.
He's just chilling up there, man.
So G2 are in a really miserable spot here because 100 Thieves are at 11. They can't really afford to force into this a ton. They're choosing to invest a little bit.
Yeah.
But much like Bind, they're playing for OT here.
Yep. And here's the adaptation. It's Leaf going towards that A side of the map as the Cypher. But you can't help but feel like it's a little bit too late. Looks like aggression here from the side of G2 as well. I mean, dude, Boostio's so ready for it.
He was so ready.
2 cages.
And he plays them perfectly. Denying any aggressive attempt.
And he's reading into it as well. Telling his team to come back to B.
Boostio's a step ahead. He's 2 steps ahead right now.
Dude, the last couple times he's been pushed off a B, I know he killed 2 the last time around. But this time he gets pushed back. He's assuming that G2 are going to stack towards that A side of the map, thinking that he's going to go all the way back and group up with his team. But it's the opposite here. It's the perfect call. They've ended A the last 4 rounds.
And it's in these messy rounds where you have stingers and sheriffs that teams can get sloppy, that things can go sideways. But 100 Thieves play it to perfection.
And on top of that, EU is playing as far back as possible with that Hunter's Fury. Will he get caught out here from the likes of VALORANT and Icy?
He's the safety valve.
Oh, he turns around!
Tagged. Gets the kill.
Shut up.
Well played by Icy to respond. That's a weapon upgraded. That's now 2 rifles in the hands of the defense. Bustio on the swing, trying to deal with Trent. And once again, overwhelmed. Now, 100 Thieves having to invest the pit. One you imagine they wanted to keep into the next if needed. Icy with the spit in his lap gets another.
He didn't get the right guy though, Doug.
It's 1 for 1. They've gotten the round back. Is there gonna be enough time? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That might be the closest we've ever had. 0.04. What? Talk about down to the wire. And just like that, G2 have a chance.
Oh, this is a nice one.
They played through the chaos and they played through it perfectly.
Viper's Pit invested from Bang there as well.
The fingers crossed were not enough.
That was intense.
Straight back into the action. Yeah, they invested the pit, but EU still has his ult online. Meanwhile, G2 with a couple of their own. Jonah P also one away from his pit.
Man, these slow approaches to rounds in a grand final like this can be so tormenting to you if you're on the defensive side. And the enemy team just lets it cook in your brain. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, the
Sometimes
silence.
you get scared.
The
To go
silence.
for peaks, yeah.
And you can hear it. Again, nothing, no noise made.
Just no contact being made anywhere so far. Cam will be broken and one shot.
And that causes a little bit of utility invested towards B.
Yeah. That will keep Valen towards this B side of the map, though. And if you look at the mini-map, this is looking like another A split round.
They've sectioned off Trent, forced to play behind the wall, trying to grab some high ground on the stairs and help his team, and he's the one who falls to the ult. Jonah P getting tagged as well. The nade almost being what cleaned him up. Cryo gets a second.
The A splits are just too well timed for 100 Thieves. And the awareness of EU to ult the right side of sight where that smoke was positioned. Oh
It's
my
perfect.
gosh.
It really is. G2 understanding they can't really put up much of a fight onto this site.
It's brutal.
Decide that they're going to try to save the weapons. And of course, 100 Thieves smelling blood in the water. They want to try to get him out of his hands. EU's gone hunting. Bustio's gone hunting. Cryo's joined the fray. And you see the pings on the minimap. They're looking for him. One will be found. Or at least the presence of one. Boosty with a snap. Valen will not keep his weapon. Can leave.
Camera taken out.
They're starting to close in. Spotting him, finding him. Where's the fight? Can you clean him up? He's overwhelmed. Yeah, he gets one for his troubles, but no rifles carried into the next round, and 100 Thieves on map point.
It's the Boostio show today. 20 and 11. He's been doing such a good job of clearing those close corners. And this is that A split again that we've been talking about. Look at the util that they have to deal with this Astra. A lot of the benefits of running Astra on the defensive side is you can place smokes across the map for your teammates to anchor in. But the util that was there, you have shock darts hitting that smoke. You have Viper mollies, a Sova ult even. 100 Thieves have a really good understanding of how G2 play this defensive side. And they're punishing it.
Oh, hang on. Here, what's happening to him? What?
Poor little guy.
Someone needs to check on him.
Much like how Josh has checked in on his team. Giving him some good words, hopefully some motivational words.
That timer's not moving. We needed to start moving. There we go. All is good. So we enter potentially the last round of this map. G2 had a lead, squandered it, gave it up, and really weren't able to respond. They weren't able to fight back on this. The advantages that 100 Thieves were able to put together at the opening to this half have been too much for them to deal with.
Yeah. Right from the start. Yeah, a very convincing A split. I wouldn't be surprised if we see an A split to close this out as well. Flip the Viper ult. It's a very common thing teams like to do. There is going to be a trip there, though. Along with a potential one-way cage, maybe, for a Leaf, if this is a mid-split.
Wising up to the antics that 100 Thieves have used for the last couple of rounds, yeah.
I mean, this is such a unique approach.
But honestly, every time that we've seen G2 adapt for some of this stuff, Boosty calls something entirely unexpected and different.
Look at this again. It's going to be the A split, but this time, just a solo drone in the A main. It's going to be a halls and mid-door split. So Leaf is going to be pressured immensely here.
Icy popping his ult. Looks like he's going to try to go mid. And that should be enough of a cue for them to force this fight.
Boost, you got Jonah off of that.
Leaf will fall as well. Another A split round. And another success found. Every single bit of the defenses have crumbled.
It's so perfect. And a Molly on mid-door as well.
100 Thieves are making this look effortless.
Family photo.
All of the guns, all of the weapons in EU on the flank, just when it looks like there's going to be an attempt at a retake and a reposition. It's just repeat results. A flawless round to close map 2. 13-7 in favor of 100 Thieves. And again, Sunset waiting for us after this.
That was so convincing, honestly, much like Bind. You called it.
The story was the same.
You called it.
The story was the exact same, and I think now we need to have even more meaningful conversations around, how much is left in the tank? Because we've seen G2 come out to a lead twice now, and they're not able to hang on to it. And then it's not even just that they can't hang on to it, they lose it, and then they don't fight, they can't fight back. They just get rolled.
It's so hard, though. Coming off of a BO5 that you already had to grind your way through, with tech pauses, all these other challenges. It's not just the gameplay, it's not just the fact that it went map 5, right, in that series.
It was a marathon, and they look exhausted. They look like they're out of gas, out of steam. 2 opportunities squandered at this point, and again, the other one might be the most decisive. Sunset on the other side of this break. We'll be right back.
Excuse me, would you mind taking a picture of us?
Oh, no problem.
Thanks.
Ooh, yes, problem. You need Verizon.
Trade in that old thing and get a new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage, so you can take all the pics.
So many selfies.
A preposterous amount of panos!
That means panoramic.
And as many portraits of me as your heart desires.
How about none?
None, yeah, none feels right.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition and get iPhone 15 Pro on us. Only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.